Let us drift gently into the lands of the ancient Persian Empire, where soft sands meet golden sunlight, and the whispers of sacred conflicts linger like echoes in the wind. Here, every stone, every temple, carries the quiet story of devotion, courage, and divine guidance. Close your eyes and imagine the soft rustle of robes in palace halls, the gentle shimmer of sacred fires, and the distant songs of priests guiding their people. In this space, even the clashes of empires feel like soft ripples across a calm river of time. Tonight, we will walk slowly through these sacred stories, exploring the struggles and triumphs that shaped hearts and spirits. Let the gentle flow of history carry you into a deep, peaceful sleep. If you feel comforted by these whispers of history, subscribe to drift with us every night, or share where you're listening from so our quiet journey touches every corner of the world. The desert is quiet now, wrapped in the gentle haze of early dawn. Soft, pale light brushes the tops of distant sand dunes, and the air carries the faint warmth of the rising sun. You float slowly along the edges of the ancient Persian lands, where the horizon seems to stretch endlessly, and every breath feels like a soft sigh from the earth itself. In the heart of this stillness, temple spires rise like whispered prayers. Their stones, smooth and sun-warmed, glow with a golden hue, as though they have absorbed centuries of quiet devotion. The air here is fragrant with incense, delicate and sweet, curling upward in slow spirals. Each curl of smoke feels like a memory, drifting gently into the sky, carrying with it the soft murmurs of those who came before. You drift closer to the first temples, their carved columns adorned with symbols that speak more in feeling than in words. The carvings show figures with hands lifted in gentle gestures of offering, eyes turned toward light that does not burn but comforts. There is a rhythm here, not of drums or horns, but of quiet breathing, the subtle pulse of hearts aligned with the divine. The first kings of Persia walk here, not in haste but in patient contemplation. Their robes brush the smooth stones, each step a gentle echo in the vast halls of marble and sandstone. They listen not with ears alone, but with the quiet opening of their hearts. And in this opening, the soft voices of the gods emerge. They are not loud, they do not demand. They hum like distant rivers, carrying advice and warmth like a hand resting lightly on the shoulder. Outside the temple walls, the desert begins to wake. Small winds move over the sands, tracing the curves of dunes and leaving delicate patterns in their wake. Tiny flowers, hidden through the night, open to the first light, their petals glimmering with dew. Even the stones seem to breathe, slowly expanding and contracting with the sun's gentle touch. The world is a soft song, a lullaby of beginnings. Inside, the priests tend the sacred fires. The flames flicker gently, casting golden shadows on the walls, and each shadow seems to tell a story older than the hills themselves. The fire does not roar or demand. It whispers, reminding all who come near of the delicate balance between light and shadow, devotion and desire, the fleeting and the eternal. You watch the smoke rise, spiraling lazily toward the high ceilings, each movement like a slow dance in the quiet morning. In this moment, the kings bow, heads lowered in respect. Their offerings are simple, a folded cloth, a few drops of sweet oil, a handful of grains, but the act carries a profound stillness. The gods, they say, notice not the grandeur of riches, but the calm presence of a heart willing to give, to exist quietly within the order of the world. You feel this same quiet, softening your own mind, smoothing away the edges of thought, leaving only the warmth of stillness. Outside the temple, the first birds begin their morning song. Their voices are gentle, scattered, carrying through the air like tiny ripples across a smooth pond. They are not loud, they do not hurry. Each note hangs for a moment before fading, reminding you to linger in the present. The kings pause to listen. Even in the midst of emerging responsibilities, even in the shadow of distant conflicts, there is a space for beauty, for contemplation, for the soft recognition of life's fleeting wonders. The desert sun climbs higher, but its light does not burn. It caresses the earth, revealing the subtle colors of sand and stone, and illuminates the distant mountains in shades of rose and amber. Between these mountains and the golden temples, rivers of soft wind flow, carrying the faint scent of flowers, of fire, and of distant oceans. The winds hum like quiet prayers, brushing against your skin as you drift along with them. In the city beyond the temples, life begins to stir. Merchants open their stalls with slow, deliberate care, arranging fruits and grains that catch the light in gentle bursts of color. Children move quietly, their laughter soft and airy, like leaves brushing together in a tender breeze. Even here, amidst the first signs of activity, there is still a deep sense of peace, a rhythm that asks only to be noticed. You feel yourself drifting along this rhythm, each heartbeat aligning with the soft pulse of the morning. The kings step onto terraces that overlook the city. From this height, the temples, the market, the desert, and the distant mountains form a tapestry of light and shadow. They gaze not in ownership, but in quiet reflection, allowing the vision to enter the heart slowly, like water soaking into soft soil. The gods are here in every grain of sand, every flicker of candlelight, every whispering breeze. You can almost hear them sighing in contentment, pleased by the calm attentiveness of those who walk gently upon the earth. As the day stretches, the kings move through gardens where water trickles over stones, forming tiny rivers that hum softly. These waters mirror the sky, capturing the slow passage of clouds, and each ripple seems to carry a message from the divine, a reminder of balance, patience, and quiet devotion. You float above the gardens, feeling the soft coolness of the air, the delicate fragrance of roses, jasmine, and saffron, and the gentle rustle of leaves stirred by unseen hands. The priests guide their rituals in low, melodic chants. Each syllable hangs in the air, heavy with meaning yet light as feather. The sound is not demanding, it does not rush. It flows, curling around the pillars and arches, threading its way through corridors and seeping into the hearts of all who listen. The kings stand nearby, heads bowed, absorbing the gentle cadence. You hear it too, and with each note, your body and mind soften a little more, folding into the serenity of the moment. The sun climbs further, turning the temples into beacons of golden warmth. The shadows retreat, but they do not vanish. They linger softly in corners, reminding all who pass that light and shadow are companions, not enemies. The kings walk slowly along the temple halls, nodding each shadow, each flicker of light. The god's presence is quiet but undeniable, like the gentle sway of a branch above a still pond, or the soft hum of the earth beneath your feet. By mid-morning, a calm has settled across the land. Even the distant hills seem at peace, their edges softened by the sun's gentle touch. The desert stretches beyond, vast and open, yet not lonely. Each grain of sand seems alive, moving slowly with the wind, carrying the secrets of centuries. And in this vastness, the kings find their quiet center, a soft space within themselves where devotion and thought intertwine. You drift alongside them, your mind tracing gentle curves, your thoughts becoming soft waves in a slow, endless river. And now, as the day matures, the golden dawn settles fully upon the land. Temples glow warmly, the desert hums softly, and the distant mountains watch silently, ancient and patient. The gods have whispered their guidance, the winds have carried their songs, and the fires have flickered with eternal light. You feel a gentle calm, a sense of belonging in a world that moves slowly, deliberately, and softly. Let us drift onward, carried by the quiet currents of morning. Let the soft wind brush across your skin, the gentle light warm your thoughts, and the distant songs of the priests and birds weave a cocoon around your mind. In this sacred space, nothing demands, nothing presses. Only the soft rhythm of existence remains, steady and slow. Now rest, as the stars return to memory, as the desert cools, and as the golden temples stand silently in the quiet light. Let your mind float like a petal on a gentle river, your heart open to the calm whispers of the ancient Persian dawn. The morning light softens as it stretches over the distant hills, and you drift slowly along a quiet path that leads to the heart of Persia's sacred fire temples. The air is calm, scented with warm earth and a delicate hint of incense. Each step feels weightless, as if the ground itself welcomes you into a gentle rhythm, inviting your mind to slow, your thoughts to soften, and your spirit to breathe. The temples rise gracefully, their stone walls glowing faintly in the light, reflecting a quiet warmth. Smoke curls from small braziers, winding upward in soft spirals that shimmer like fleeting memories. It carries the fragrance of herbs and gentle oils, a scent that settles deep in the chest, calming the heart and quieting the mind. You float closer, feeling the air grow warmer, and the soft hum of ritual begins to reach your ears. Inside, the fire burns eternally, a slender golden flame that dances without hurry. It does not roar or demand. Instead, it sways gently, casting flickering shadows that move like soft whispers across the walls. Each movement of the flame is a story, a prayer, a hope. It carries the devotion of countless generations, of kings and priests, and of ordinary hearts who quietly trusted in its light. You feel its warmth touching your thoughts, turning them into soft embers that float away into calm. The priests move slowly, their steps barely audible on the smooth stones. Their hands lift in gentle gestures, scattering grains or dipping cloths into sacred oils. Each movement is deliberate, yet feather-light like a bird brushing over still water. Their voices rise in soft chants, low and melodic, weaving through the halls and spiraling upward to meet the flames. The sound carries not as instruction, but as gentle presence, a lullaby for the mind, a cradle for the spirit. Around the central flame, offerings are placed carefully. Bowls of water reflect the fire's golden light. Sprigs of fragrant herbs lie across stone tables, and small folded cloths wait patiently to be lifted by invisible hands. The fire speaks through these offerings, not in words, but in warmth, in shimmer, in the calm certainty of presence. You drift closer, feeling the glow against your skin, softening your thoughts like a sunbeam brushing across a quiet pond. Outside the temple walls, the wind stirs softly, carrying the distant echoes of prayers sung in open courtyards. Birds move quietly from branch to branch, their wings brushing the air in soft rhythm. Even the stones seem to breathe, inhaling the incense, exhaling the warmth. The world outside and the world inside blend, as if time itself is folded into a gentle rhythm. You float along this rhythm, feeling each breath deepen, each heartbeat slow, as the sacred space cradles your mind. The priests speak to the fire in murmurs, asking not for grandeur but for guidance. Their words are soft, like streams trickling over smooth stones. They speak of protection, of calm, of alignment between human hearts and divine presence. Each whisper hangs in the air, lingering like morning mist over a silent river. The fire listens, and in its subtle flicker, it seems to answer, sending warmth and light in gentle waves across the temple floor. You notice how the shadows respond. They stretch, twist, and fold, yet never fall harshly. They seem alive, soft companions to the flame, mirrors of devotion and symbols of quiet transformation. They remind you that light always carries a soft shadow, and shadow always holds a spark of light. The balance is serene, steady, and comforting. You feel it in your chest, a quiet rhythm that guides your thoughts gently downward into rest. The priests begin their slow procession around the temple. Their steps form a circle of calm, a moving rhythm of devotion. Each step is accompanied by a subtle sway of the flame, as if the fire itself acknowledges their presence. The soft scent of oils and herbs mingles with the warmth, wrapping the temple in a cocoon of calm. You drift alongside them, following the gentle current of their movement, your mind floating like a leaf on a quiet river. Outside, the sun rises higher, but the temple's interior remains a haven of soft golden light. Every surface, every carving, every ripple of smoke seems to breathe. The fire is constant, yet ever-changing, dancing softly, reflecting the ebb and flow of prayers. You watch, feeling your body relax, your thoughts slow, your heart sinking deeper into calm. The fire teaches nothing but presence. It speaks nothing but stillness, and stillness is enough. In a quiet corner, small bowls of water shimmer. The firelight touches them, creating soft reflections that ripple across the stone. Each ripple seems to carry a gentle message, a reminder that devotion is not always spoken. Sometimes it is reflected in the warmth of a gaze, in the softness of movement, in the patient tending of a flame. You feel yourself mirrored in these ripples, softening further, letting go of tension, letting your mind fold into the gentle flow of awareness. The priests chant again, their voices slow, low, and harmonious. Each syllable rises and falls like gentle waves lapping against the shore. You notice the rhythm. Inhale with the soft rising of sound, exhale as it fades. With each cycle, your body becomes lighter, your mind calmer. The fire listens to them, listens to you, listens to the world. And in listening, the flame itself seems to breathe, a living symbol of attention, presence, and care. Outside, a soft wind brushes against the temple walls. It carries the scent of distant fields, of desert blooms, of earth waking in the gentle sun. The wind whispers around corners, threading through open doors, curling into the temple like a soft hand guiding you. It stirs the smoke and lifts the warmth, carrying it beyond the walls, reminding you that the calm here is never confined. Peace flows outward and it flows inward, touching everything it meets. The fire, eternal and golden, seems to pulse softly with a heartbeat. Not loud, not insistent, but steady and warm. It invites nothing, demands nothing, and yet holds everything: the prayers, the hopes, the quiet devotion of countless souls. You feel your thoughts slow further, each one folding softly like petals, each one dissolving into the calm glow. Your body relaxes, your limbs feel light, your breath becomes a quiet stream. You notice the interplay of light and shadow along the walls. They twist and fold gently, telling stories of patience, protection, and gentle guidance. Each shadow seems alive, a soft companion reminding you that every light leaves a trace, every warmth leaves a memory. You feel safe here, held in the tender rhythm of fire, wind, and stone. Nothing moves too fast, nothing presses. Only calm, only gentle presence, only the quiet heartbeat of devotion. The priests slowly bow, then rise again, circling the central flame with reverence. The fire flickers in response, small sparks dancing briefly before settling back into gentle motion. You follow their movement with your mind, letting it guide your own thoughts into a quiet spiral, a descending path into stillness. Each step, each flicker, each gentle swirl of smoke pulls you further into rest. And now, as the morning sun climbs higher outside the temple, the sacred fires continue their quiet vigil. Eternal, soft, and patient, they hold the prayers of centuries, warming stone, heart, and mind alike. The priests step aside, leaving the flame to shine on its own, and the temple hums with calm energy, a sanctuary of gentle devotion. You drift within this hum, carried by the warmth and light, folding into its rhythm as naturally as a river finds the sea. Let us drift onward, following the soft spiral of smoke, the tender sway of flame, and the gentle rhythm of chanting voices. Let the warmth sink into your chest, the golden glow fill your mind, and the sacred calm cradle your spirit. Now rest as the fire continues to speak in silence, as the shadows dance softly, and as the eternal warmth wraps around the world. Drift deeper into gentle sleep, carried by the tender, steady presence of sacred flames. The morning sun rises gently over the distant hills, and you drift along the banks of a quiet river in the heart of ancient Persia. Its waters move slowly, glimmering with soft reflections of the sky, carrying whispers of mountains, temples, and long-forgotten prayers. You float along its edge, feeling the subtle rhythm of the current, each ripple like a soft exhale of the world. The river is wide and calm here, yet it hums with purpose. It has carried travelers, kings, and pilgrims for countless years, threading through deserts, gardens, and stone cities. Each bend, each gentle curve tells a story of quiet determination, of hearts shaped by devotion and respect for the unseen forces that guide life. You follow its winding path, letting the water's gentle flow steady your own breathing, slow and even. Along the banks, reeds sway softly in the breeze, brushing against each other in a delicate dance. The sunlight flickers through them, casting moving patterns on the sand. Small birds flit among the stems, their wings lifting quietly, their songs floating on the air like tiny prayers. The river carries their voices along with its waters, a gentle reminder that even in motion, there is stillness to be found. The kings of Persia sometimes stand at these rivers, their feet resting lightly on smooth stones. They watch the water flow, not with urgency, but with careful attention. Each reflection, each ripple mirrors choices and consequences, reminding them that peace and conflict are always intertwined. They learn from the river as it teaches patience, humility, and the quiet art of balance. You float beside them, feeling the soft guidance of the water's movement, letting it shape your thoughts into calm currents. Temples rise along the distant shores, their spires catching the sunlight. From them, the faint scent of incense drifts over the river, mingling with the earthy fragrance of water and sand. Small fires flicker in courtyards, echoing the rhythm of the river itself. Priests move slowly, attending the sacred rituals, their chants rising softly into the sky. The water mirrors these chants, rippling in gentle waves, carrying devotion downstream to all who rest along its edges. Occasionally, the river widens into quiet pools. Here, the water slows almost to stillness, reflecting the clouds, the mountains, and the soft light of the sun. You float over these pools and notice how the currents beneath the surface continue their steady journey, unseen yet constant. The river is a teacher, showing that even when life seems calm, the underlying flow of devotion, courage, and resolve continues. Along the banks, villagers gather quietly, their movements soft and measured. Some wash cloths in the water, others rest their hands against stones, feeling the coolness seep into their skin. Children watch the river with gentle curiosity, tossing pebbles that ripple outward in expanding circles. Each circle fades slowly, a soft echo of effort and intention. You float among them, feeling the ripples reach your mind, smoothing thought after thought into a gentle, steady rhythm. The river's waters move through forests and gardens where flowers lean toward the light. Their colors are soft, pale roses, gentle yellows, and tender blues. Bees hum lazily among the blossoms, carrying nectar from flower to flower. Even these small movements are reflected in the river, mirrored as if the water itself listens and remembers. You float above, noticing how every small action, every quiet presence contributes to the soft harmony of life. Sometimes the kings kneel at the river's edge, dipping their hands into the cool water. They lift their hands slowly, letting the droplets fall back, each one a quiet offering, a soft release. The river carries their intention gently downstream, past villages, gardens, and stone bridges, toward mountains and temples yet unseen. You drift alongside this movement, letting each droplet dissolve tension from your mind, softening your heartbeat and easing your thoughts into calm. The priests chant again, their voices weaving over the water in long, gentle phrases. The sound seems to settle on the river, vibrating softly within the currents. Each note is like a stone dropped into the water, sending concentric waves outward, yet never breaking the stillness at the center. You feel these waves move through your chest, soothing, steadying, and quieting the mind. The river curves toward distant hills, where the land rises and falls gently. Small waterfalls spill softly over smooth stones, creating gentle, endless music. The sound is never harsh. It does not rush. It invites reflection, a gentle meditation on the balance between movement and stillness, between effort and release. You drift past these falls, letting the soft spray kiss your cheeks and cool your thoughts, carrying a sense of calm deeper into your being. Along the banks, soft reeds and grasses sway in the wind, their rustling adding a layer of quiet rhythm to the river's song. Birds rise from hidden nests, gliding gracefully above the water before settling again. The interplay of motion and rest feels effortless, like the world itself is breathing. You float within this gentle breathing, your own body, your own mind, moving softly with the flow. The river reflects the sky, turning soft shades of pink, gold, and pale blue as the sun shifts across the horizon. Tiny fish dart beneath the surface, their movements smooth and deliberate. The kings and villagers watch these small creatures, noticing how they follow the current without struggle. You drift above them, understanding that the river guides all who touch its waters, whether large or small, with tender patience and steady rhythm. The water passes ancient stones, carved long ago with quiet symbols of devotion and courage. These carvings shimmer in the light, revealing the stories of those who came before, their hands raised in prayer or offering. The river laps against these stones gently, a slow caress that carries both memory and promise. You float alongside, letting the currents carry away worry, letting the past and the present meet softly within the flow of thought. Sometimes, travelers pause at the river to rest, leaving their small offerings of flowers or oil. The water accepts them without question, turning each gift into a ripple that moves quietly downstream. These ripples merge with those of kings, priests, and children, forming an endless thread of gentle motion. You drift within this thread, feeling the connectedness of all who have walked along these waters, and the calm assurance of a path that continues steadily onward. The sun climbs higher, but the river never hurries. Its movement is constant, yet soft, carrying all life in gentle embrace. You float along its banks, noticing how every reflection, every ripple, every whisper of wind contributes to a tapestry of peace. Even the occasional small stone, caught in the current, becomes part of the gentle rhythm, moving slowly, steadily, as if it too belongs to the river's calm. As the afternoon light softens, shadows stretch along the banks. Temples, trees, and distant hills cast long, delicate forms across the water. The river mirrors these shadows without tension, holding them lightly in its gentle current. You drift through this quiet interplay of light and shade, letting your mind follow the slow motion, feeling the river's serene balance flow into your own body and thoughts. The priests move once more along the shores, chanting low, steady phrases. Each phrase rises, falls, and lingers in the air, brushing against the reeds and trees, touching the water with soft ripples. You float beside them, letting the sounds carry you deeper into calm, feeling your chest expand softly with each gentle wave, your mind folding gently into the quiet rhythm of the river. And now, as the sun begins its descent, the waters shimmer with golden reflections, soft and comforting. The river holds all it has carried, memories, prayers, devotion, hope, and continues to flow patient and steady. You float along its edge, letting the movement of water carry away any tension, any lingering thought, leaving only the calm pulse of life itself. Let us drift onward, following the soft, endless current, listening to the gentle song of water, wind, and life. Let the river's wisdom seep into your mind, its calm into your chest, its steady rhythm into your heartbeat. Now rest as the currents continue to flow, as the reeds sway softly, and as the golden light settles across the water. Drift gently into the quiet embrace of the river, carried safely and softly toward peaceful sleep. The sky is soft with twilight as you drift toward the distant silhouette of a Persian temple. The sun's last golden rays stretch across the desert sands, and a gentle wind whispers through the palm trees, carrying the scent of earth, stone, and faint incense. You feel the stillness begin to settle in your chest, a quiet warmth that invites slow, even breaths. The temple rises quietly from the sands, its stone walls bathed in soft light. Each column, each carved relief, seems to hum with memory echoing centuries of devotion. Here, even in the midst of distant battles and faraway turmoil, the temple stands as a sanctuary. Its presence is calm and steady, a reminder that sacred spaces hold a rhythm separate from the chaos of the world. You float closer, sensing the gentle pulse of peace within its walls. Inside, the corridors are long and quiet. Light filters through high windows, casting delicate patterns on the stone floor. Dust motes drift lazily in the beams, moving like tiny dancers, soft and weightless. The air carries the faint aroma of burning oils and petals, subtle and comforting. Every footstep is muted, absorbed by the soft hush that blankets this sacred place. You drift along with the quiet, feeling it wrap around your mind like a gentle shawl. The priests move slowly, their robes brushing against the stone with quiet intention. Their hands lift in gentle gestures, scattering grains or lifting small vessels of oil toward the flickering lamps. Each movement is deliberate, yet soft, like the slow sway of reeds in a summer breeze. Their voices rise in low, melodic chants, not loud, not demanding. The sound travels through the corridors, weaving with the stillness, a lullaby for all who enter. Outside, the world may tremble with conflict. The distant clang of arms and the murmur of marching feet seem far away, softened by distance and time. Inside the temple, those noises are muffled, transformed into faint echoes that cannot disturb the calm. You drift through these halls, sensing the separation between the sanctuary and the outside world. Peace is a tangible presence here, flowing like water beneath the stone floors, touching everything softly. The walls themselves seem alive. Carved images of past kings, gentle spirits, and protective animals shimmer in the flickering light. Their faces are serene, eyes soft, gazing not with judgment but with quiet compassion. You float past these carvings, letting their calm gaze settle on your mind, easing tension from your thoughts. The temple holds centuries of whispered prayers, each one adding to the gentle vibration that fills the air. In the inner sanctum, the central altar glows with soft light. A small flame flickers, steady and warm, reflecting on polished stone and carved wood. Around it, offerings of flowers, oil, and water lie in delicate arrangements. The priests tend them slowly, carefully, as if each motion is a meditation. You drift near the flame, feeling its warmth spread outward, a gentle glow that reaches into the quiet corners of your mind. From above, soft light spills through latticed windows. Shadows stretch and fold along the walls, moving gently with the sway of hanging lamps and the subtle flicker of fire. The movement is slow and rhythmic, like a heartbeat, reassuring and steady. Even the shadows feel alive, companions to the flame, mirrors of devotion and symbols of the sanctuary's endurance. You float among them, letting your own thoughts soften in the calm interplay of light and shadow. Occasionally, a soft breeze drifts through open doors, carrying the faint scent of desert flowers and distant fields. It moves slowly, stirring the incense and lifting petals from small bowls. Each motion seems intentional yet effortless, as if the wind itself is a part of the temple's quiet ritual. You feel it brush across your cheeks, a gentle caress that reminds you of the world beyond and the sanctuary within. In the outer courtyards, water trickles softly over stone channels. Pools shimmer with reflections of temple walls, lamp flames, and the deepening sky above. The sound is never harsh, never insistent. It moves in small waves, gentle ripples that echo the slow rhythm of the priest's movements. You drift beside these pools, letting the soft murmur of water blend with the low chants, merging into a lullaby that calms every corner of your mind. The temple bells toll occasionally, not in warning but in soft, rounded tones. Each bell vibrates lightly through the halls, brushing against stone and air like a gentle wind. The sound carries a quiet message. Presence, patience, and devotion endure. Even amidst conflict, these walls, these stones, and these flames hold steadfast, carrying the prayers of those who seek refuge and solace. You float alongside each note, feeling it ripple gently through your body and thoughts. In a small alcove, petals float atop a shallow pool of water. The reflections ripple softly, catching light and shadow as they drift. Here, a priest kneels in quiet contemplation, hands raised lightly toward the soft flame in the center of the sanctuary. The gesture is slow, delicate, and steady. The fire reflects in the water, creating golden patterns that move and fold like gentle waves. You drift close, letting the slow unfolding of this simple devotion calm your mind. The corridors are long, but every step echoes softly, absorbed by centuries of careful presence. Dusk motes, shadows, and the faint glow of lamps create a subtle rhythm that guides your mind downward, into slow breathing and quiet reflection. You float along, following this gentle rhythm, letting the sanctuary's calm touch every thought, every heartbeat. The priests move again, this time forming a quiet circle around the altar. Their chants rise softly, layering one over another in a gentle harmony. The sound does not demand attention. It invites presence like a stream flowing over smooth stones. Each syllable carries warmth and stillness, threading through the halls and into your mind. You feel your own heartbeat slow, moving in time with the chant, your body folding gently into the sanctuary's quiet embrace. Outside, the desert sun sinks lower, casting long golden shadows over the temple walls. Light and dark mingle softly, creating a tapestry of calm that stretches across every stone. The air cools slightly, and the faint scent of night blossoms drifts through open doors and windows. You float along these corridors, letting the soft evening air mix with the warmth of candlelight, carrying a sense of peace deep into your body. At the center of the temple, the flame flickers and dances lightly. Each movement feels deliberate, yet effortless, reflecting centuries of devotion and calm endurance. The priests bow, their motions slow and measured, then rise again, leaving the flame to continue its gentle glow. The sanctuary hums softly with the quiet presence of devotion, a sound that moves into your chest and settles there like a warm ember. Every corner, every shadow, every ripple of light contributes to a slow, steady pulse that carries through the temple. You drift along it, letting your mind fold into the rhythm, your thoughts softening with each breath. Even as the world outside may move with chaos and conflict, here, time itself slows. The sanctuary endures, a gentle harbor where hearts and spirits may rest. Let us drift onward, following the soft flicker of flame, the gentle murmur of water, and the subtle rhythm of quiet steps along stone corridors. Let your mind fold gently into this calm, your heart rest within the sanctuary's embrace, and your breath flows slowly with the rhythm of devotion. Now rest, as the shadows lengthen, as the candlelight settles softly on the stone, and as the gentle vibrations of prayer and presence cradle the night. Drift quietly into peaceful sleep, held safely within the enduring calm of sacred walls. The night is calm and soft moonlight drifts across the Persian plains. You walk slowly along a quiet path, the earth cool beneath your feet, carrying whispers of stories long past. The air is scented with distant herbs and the faint tang of river water. Above, stars shimmer softly, each one a memory, a gentle presence guiding you onward. The battlefield is quiet now. No cries, no clashing of arms, only the soft hum of the earth, the faint rustle of leaves, and the gentle wind brushing over still stone. Among the shadows of ancient walls, you begin to sense the faint stirrings of spirits, not as threats, but as luminous presences carrying memories of courage, honor, and devotion. They rise gently from the sands, drifting like soft mist above the plains. These spirits are quiet, their forms shimmering like the light reflected on water. They carry not the weight of fear, but the lightness of purpose. Each movement is slow, graceful, a meditation in motion. You float among them, feeling the calm radiating from each soul. They speak not in words, but in vibrations, gentle echoes that touch the heart, reminding you of bravery shaped by devotion, not violence. The soldiers' memories move like currents across the plains. Some rest beside ancient temples, leaning softly against stone walls, their armor no longer heavy, only a quiet reflection of their past. Others kneel along riversides, hands lifted toward the stars, seeking guidance, giving thanks. Each gesture carries the weight of respect, honor, and spiritual remembrance. You drift alongside them, letting their calm resolve flow into your mind. A soft breeze stirs the banners that hang along distant fortresses. The wind carries echoes of quiet chants, prayers that rise above the past conflicts. You notice that even in silence, the presence of devotion is strong. It moves through the soldiers' memories, binding courage with humility, strength with patience. You follow these soft currents, feeling each breath deepen, your heartbeat slow in gentle rhythm with the world around you. The moonlight traces the edges of ancient shields and the folds of robes. Sparks of light dance across the sands, like the soft flutter of candle flames. The soldiers' spirits step lightly, leaving impressions on the earth that vanish slowly, like ripples in still water. You float beside these traces, letting them guide your mind toward calm, each step a meditation in gentle presence. Along the riverbank, a soldier kneels, bowing toward the flowing water. His hands cup the surface, letting the cool stream touch his skin. You notice the reflection of his form, doubled softly in the moving water. The river mirrors the courage and humility he carries, reflecting both past struggles and present peace. You drift beside him, feeling the water's gentle rhythm wash through your thoughts, softening tension, carrying calm into every corner of your mind. The spirits whisper in rhythms like distant drums, but faint, gentle, almost as if the earth itself hums in remembrance. Each sound is a pulse of devotion, a soft echo of faith, a reminder that courage is never separate from care. You float along with this vibration, letting it settle in your chest, quieting your thoughts, shaping them into a gentle cadence that invites rest. Some soldiers rise slowly, their forms luminous yet soft, carrying memories of loyalty and guidance. They move toward ancient temples where incense curls in quiet spirals above flickering flames. Each step is deliberate, yet feather-light like a feather drifting down a stream. Their presence does not startle, it soothes. You drift among them, feeling the gentle assurance that even in the past struggles, devotion and honor endure. The priests move quietly in the temples, aware of the spirits that linger. Their chants rise softly, filling the halls with warmth and light. Each syllable is gentle, weaving around the soldiers' presences, blending past courage with present stillness. The flames reflect in their eyes, casting soft patterns on the stone, and you feel the harmony of devotion, courage, and gentle remembrance fold into your own chest. Outside, the stars shimmer above the plains, casting light on the soft movements of soldiers and priests alike. The night air is cool, carrying the fragrance of herbs, earth, and distant fires. Shadows move gently across the sands, folding into themselves, reflecting the soft rhythm of calm courage. You float among these shadows, letting them guide your thoughts into slow, peaceful waves, as if each movement carries a secret lullaby for the heart. Some spirits linger near sacred trees, their leaves brushing softly in the night breeze. You hear the faint creak of branches, the delicate rustle of leaves falling onto stone and sand. Each movement seems intentional yet effortless, a quiet lesson in balance and presence. You drift closer, feeling the rhythm of life in every motion, the patience of the earth, the calm strength of devotion echoing softly into your mind. The soldiers' memories rise and fall like gentle tides. Some rest in the dunes, soft sands cradling them as if the earth itself remembers their service. Others move slowly across plains, following invisible paths, guided by unseen hands, carrying courage shaped by devotion. You drift with them, letting each soft movement carry your thoughts downward, folding them into quiet, steady calm. The moon casts a pale glow on a distant temple. The soldiers' spirits gather there in gentle circles, raising hands toward the sky, their luminous forms reflecting in the polished stones. The priests chant low and soft, weaving prayers into the night air. Each note seems to ripple through the spirits, touching them with warmth and peace. You float beside this sacred gathering, letting the harmonies move through you, calming every corner of your being. The stars above trace patterns that seem to mirror the soldiers' gentle movements. Each constellation becomes a quiet witness to courage, devotion, and soft remembrance. You drift among these points of light, feeling a gentle connection to the memories of honor that fill the plains. Each star, each whisper of wind, each soft ripple of light carries the same message. Even in struggle, peace endures. The soldiers' spirits move toward a small river, where moonlight shimmers on gentle ripples. They kneel, bow, and lift their hands in silent devotion. The water reflects them, doubling the soft glow of courage and care. You float above, letting the river carry tension and worry from your thoughts, leaving only a quiet sense of honor and calm. Each ripple mirrors the pulse of your heartbeat, steady, slow, and comforting. The night deepens and the plains grow still. The spirits rest in soft clusters near water, stone, or sand. Their forms shimmer, gentle and serene, not demanding attention but offering presence. The priests' chants continue, weaving warmth and light across the landscape, carrying devotion from one heart to another. You drift within this presence, your mind softening, your body resting in the rhythm of calm courage. Let us drift onward, following the luminous forms, the gentle currents of rivers, the soft whisper of wind through the plains. Let the memories of courage, devotion, and honor settle within you, filling your chest with steady warmth, quieting every thought. Now rest, as the spirits fold into the night, as the rivers shimmer beneath moonlight, and as the soft vibrations of devotion and presence cradle you into peaceful sleep. Drift gently, carried safely by the enduring calm of courage and sacred remembrance. The night spreads softly over Persepolis, and the cool air carries the scent of stone and desert flowers. You float along quiet pathways where shadows stretch gently under the moonlight. The city is still now, every palace, every temple bathed in silver light, as if the stars themselves have reached down to touch the earth. Above, the heavens stretch endlessly, and the stars appear one by one. They are not distant points alone, but soft beacons, tracing patterns that have guided kings, priests, and travelers for countless generations. You lift your gaze and feel the gentle pulse of the cosmos, each star a heartbeat in the quiet rhythm of the universe. The great terraces of Persepolis rise silently, their stone steps reflecting the pale glow. You drift upward slowly, moving along the wide stairways where history has left its gentle impressions. The air is still, but carries the faint hum of distant drums and soft voices, ancient prayers that rise and fade, blending with the night. Each sound feels like a soft ripple, brushing against your chest and settling the mind. The kings of old once paused here to look up at the same sky. Their robes brushed lightly against the stone floors, their hands lifted in reverence. The constellations guided their thoughts, their decisions, and their devotion. You float beside them, not as a visitor, but as a gentle companion to their quiet presence. The stars whisper softly, revealing patterns of harmony, patience, and order, echoing the rhythm of life itself. A soft breeze flows across the terraces, carrying the faint scent of night-blooming flowers. Each gust moves slowly, stirring the folds of stone banners and lifting the faintest rustle of leaves. The stars above seem to shimmer in response, reflecting light softly across the polished steps and distant walls. You drift with the breeze, letting it carry tension and scattered thoughts far away, leaving only calm. From the highest terrace, the city looks like a quilt of light and shadow. Lamps glow faintly, soft yellow points among the silver of moonlit stone. The patterns of the streets mirror the constellations above, a reflection of celestial order mirrored on the earth. You float slowly over these patterns, letting your mind follow the gentle symmetry, each movement a meditation in quiet presence. The priests move quietly along the outer courts, lifting small lamps or scattering petals in slow, deliberate gestures. Each motion seems guided by the constellations themselves, connected to the stars above, aligning the earth and heavens in soft harmony. You drift beside them, noticing how even in the smallest actions, devotion creates a ripple of calm, a gentle echo of sacred order. A soft chant rises, low and melodic, blending with the whisper of the night wind. It travels across the stone walls and up toward the heavens, meeting the starlight with delicate resonance. Each note seems to touch the stars themselves, tracing arcs of sound that wrap around the terraces and descend softly into your chest. You feel it there, a warmth that spreads gently, soothing every thought, every muscle, every breath. The constellations move slowly across the sky, though you feel them as steady, comforting presences rather than hurried motion. Some stars cluster together, forming shapes that have guided travelers and kings. Others drift apart, distant yet steady, like quiet companions in the vast expanse. You float beneath them, feeling their gentle glow and soft light settle across your shoulders and into your mind. The moon arcs slowly overhead, pale and comforting. Its reflection catches in small pools of water along the terraces, shimmering softly like the eyes of ancient watchers. The pools mirror the sky, carrying every star, every faint cloud, every flicker of light, folding it gently into the stillness of the city. You drift beside the pools, letting each reflection carry away worries, leaving a quiet space inside that hums with gentle order. Distant drums echo faintly, soft and measured like the heartbeat of the earth itself. The soldiers of old once listened to this rhythm, following its steady pulse as they walked or knelt in devotion. Now their echoes blend with the stars, a quiet connection between courage, reverence, and cosmic harmony. You float along the rhythm, letting it move through you, guiding your breathing, your thoughts, your calm. The terraces stretch on and on, lined with pillars and stone reliefs. Each carving holds soft stories of kings, priests, and common folk, illuminated under the moonlight. Faces are serene, eyes gentle, hands raised in devotion. You drift past them slowly, feeling their quiet wisdom settle into your own mind. Every shadow, every flicker of light on stone carries a soft message of patience and stillness. Birds sleep in the nearby trees, their forms folded softly among branches. Occasionally, one stirs, stretching a wing, but the sound is minimal, gentle, absorbed by the quiet of night. Their small presence adds to the lullaby of Persepolis, blending with the whispering wind, the faint chants, and the gentle hum of stars. You float among these small motions, letting each one guide you deeper into calm and presence. The priests move toward a central altar, lifting lamps and scattering petals with soft, deliberate motions. The flickering light reflects across the polished stone, casting gentle shadows that sway like slow waves. Each movement is mirrored in the pools and in your own breathing, guiding you further into a rhythm that feels like the universe itself, steady, serene, and endlessly patient. You drift higher along the terraces, past carved reliefs of lions, gods, and sacred symbols. The stone glows softly in the moonlight, carrying the energy of devotion, courage, and guidance from ages past. You feel the soft warmth of the carvings, as if the light itself hums gently with the stars above. Each shape, each shadow, each flicker of flame becomes a lullaby, a guide for the mind toward quiet and rest. Above, the Milky Way stretches softly across the heavens, a river of stars winding gently through the sky. Its reflection shimmers in pools and on polished floors, connecting earth and sky in a quiet dance. You float among the currents of light, feeling the pulse of cosmic order move slowly through your chest, releasing tension, softening thought, carrying a sense of infinite calm. The night deepens and the city grows stiller. Lamps flicker gently, shadows stretch longer, and the stars burn softly in their quiet positions. The priests and the spirits of kings have faded into their own meditations, leaving the terraces filled only with gentle, luminous presence. You float here, letting the steady, endless hum of the universe cradle your mind, your body, your breath. The constellations above begin to shift slowly, moving with the silent, eternal rhythm of the heavens. Each star, each cluster, each pattern seems to reach down, guiding Persepolis and all within it toward calm and balance. You drift with them, letting their soft light trace gentle lines across your mind, your heart, your chest. Peace spreads slowly, endlessly, like the quiet currents of a river beneath moonlight. Let us drift onward, floating beneath the stars, along the terraces of ancient stone, through the pools and shadows, and among the gentle echoes of prayers and presence. Let the calm of the cosmos settle deep into your body, softening every thought, quieting every breath, and wrapping you in gentle serenity. Now rest, as the stars wheel slowly across the sky, as the moonlight bathes Persepolis in silver, and as the sacred patterns of the universe hum a lullaby for your mind. Drift gently, carried softly by the endless calm of night and the enduring light of the heavens. The sun has dipped low, leaving a soft blush across the horizon. You drift into the desert where the sands stretch endlessly, smooth and silent. A gentle wind rises, carrying whispers of journeys long past, brushing softly against your skin, inviting calm and slow breaths. The desert is vast, yet welcoming, a quiet expanse where every grain of sand holds a story. Soft shadows stretch over dunes, their curves like gentle waves frozen in time. Each rise and fall of the sand is a meditation, a rhythm that the wind follows, shaping and reshaping in gentle motion. You float along these ridges, feeling the desert's pulse beneath your feet, a slow heartbeat that carries peace and patience. Far off, a lone traveler moves slowly across the sands. His footsteps are soft, leaving traces that the wind will soon erase. He carries no hurry, only the gentle weight of purpose and devotion. You drift alongside him, feeling the stillness of his presence settle into your own chest, softening tension and quieting thought. The desert is not empty. It hums with the memory of sacred conflicts and the devotion of those who walked these paths before. Each whisper of wind carries echoes of prayers, chants, and meditative steps, faint yet enduring. You float with these sounds, letting them fold over your mind like a soft, protective blanket, each one a lullaby of calm. At twilight, the sands glow softly, catching the last warmth of the sun. Stones scattered along the dunes shimmer faintly, each holding the memory of a long-past traveler or warrior. You drift past them slowly, noticing how each small rock seems alive with quiet presence, a gentle reminder that even the smallest things can hold meaning and peace. The wind swirls around a distant oasis, lifting the scent of water and faint blossoms. The palm fronds sway gently, their shadows stretching across the sand. You float toward the water, listening to its soft trickle over stones. The sound is quiet, rhythmic, a gentle companion to your own heartbeat. You kneel briefly at the edge, letting the cool reflection of moonlight on water touch your thoughts and smooth the edges of your mind. Soft clouds drift across the night sky, moving slowly like thoughts settling into sleep. Stars appear one by one, shimmering above the dunes. Their light reaches across the desert, glimmering on ripples in the sand, reflecting in small pools and dancing across the traveler's robes. Each star carries a quiet message: patience, presence, and peace. You float among them, letting the gentle glow ease tension and calm every thought. The desert floor carries traces of paths made centuries ago. Footprints of merchants, soldiers, and pilgrims rise faintly in the sand, whispering stories of devotion and courage. You drift along these traces, letting their quiet rhythm guide your breath. Every step once taken is now a soft echo, a gentle reminder that journeys are never lost, and that every path carries meaning and calm. Occasionally, the desert wind lifts a small spiral of sand, spinning it into the air. It glows softly in the moonlight, moving gracefully before settling back to the earth. Each motion is slow, deliberate, a meditation in motion. You float beside these spirals, letting their gentle dance mirror the soft unfolding of your thoughts and breath. The traveler pauses beneath a lone rock formation, tracing the carved markings that speak of sacred rituals and devotion. He kneels and lifts his hands in quiet prayer, a gesture that carries no haste, only presence. You drift alongside him, sensing the stillness of the moment, the gentle reverence that lingers in the cool night air. The desert seems to listen, responding with a soft murmur of wind and shifting sand. In the distance, faint drums echo softly, carried lightly by the night air. They are not loud or commanding, only faint, like the heartbeat of the desert itself. Each note resonates with the sands, the stones, and the night sky, folding into your chest as a gentle rhythm that guides your mind towards stillness. You float with this pulse, letting it shape the calm inside, slow and steady as the desert night. A soft light glows from the edge of a distant dune. You drift toward it and find a small camp, quiet and serene. Lamps flicker gently, casting soft patterns on sand and stone. The travelers sit in meditation, their movements slow, deliberate, and graceful. Their presence adds warmth to the desert night, a reminder that devotion and peace endure even in vast solitude. You float among them, letting their calm guide your own heartbeat. Above, the stars shift slowly, tracing paths across the sky that mirror the traveler's journey below. Each constellation seems to move in gentle arcs, guiding, observing, and carrying the memory of ages past. You drift beneath them, feeling their soft light brush against your thoughts, settling them into a gentle rhythm that matches your slow, even breathing. The desert is a sanctuary. Every dune, every stone, every whisper of wind holds a quiet meditation. You float along these soft contours, letting the rhythm of the sands and the hum of the night settle deeply into your mind. Even the faintest trace of a past traveler's footsteps becomes a lullaby, each echo carrying devotion, presence, and calm. The traveler rises and begins to walk again, moving slowly along the dune's edge. Each step is deliberate, yet soft, like a feather brushing the earth. You drift alongside him, letting the gentle sway of his motion guide your own breath. The desert's whispering sands follow, echoing each step as if the earth itself remembers the sacred journeys of all who have passed. Small pools of water glimmer faintly in low depressions of the sand. The traveler pauses again, gazing at the reflection of stars and moon. You drift closer, noticing the reflection of his serene face and of the quiet constellations above. Each ripple in the water carries a gentle vibration of peace, folding into your chest, softening every thought and guiding your mind toward deep rest. The wind lifts again, brushing against your cheeks and carrying the soft scent of night flowers. Each gust moves slowly, as if the desert itself is breathing. You float with it, letting the rhythm guide you, your body and mind moving in harmony with the soft pulse of the world. Every breath is slow, even, and wrapped in gentle stillness. The traveler kneels near a small rock formation, lifting hands to the sky. A faint glow seems to rise from the sand around him, a reflection of devotion and calm. You float beside this gentle light, feeling its warmth fold over your shoulders and into your chest. Every thought softens, every muscle relaxes, every breath grows longer and quieter. Above, the stars wheel slowly across the night sky. The constellations trace paths that have guided travelers, kings, and priests alike. Their light touches the dunes, the pools, and the travelers' robes, weaving a soft pattern of guidance, presence, and calm. You drift beneath them, letting their gentle glow carry you further into rest, deeper into meditation, and soft into the quiet of the night. Let us drift onward across the whispering sands, along the gentle ripples of pools, beneath the soft glow of stars, and among the quiet echoes of devotion. Let the calm of the desert fold around you, settling every thought, easing every breath, and carrying you into gentle peace. Now rest, as the night stretches softly across the desert, as the stars shimmer above, and as the quiet whispers of travelers and sands cradle you into deep, serene sleep. Drift gently, carried softly by the enduring calm of the whispering desert. The evening sun has sunk behind distant mountains, leaving soft twilight over Persepolis. You float silently along narrow stone corridors, where shadows stretch long and pale candlelight flickers gently on carved walls. The air carries the faint scent of incense and wax, a quiet perfume that invites stillness and calm. In a shadowed chamber, priests gather in soft circles. Their robes sway slowly as they move, their gestures deliberate, gentle, and measured. Each movement seems to carry centuries of devotion, a rhythm learned in quiet meditation. You drift alongside them, your presence light and unnoticed, guided only by the soft pulse of their calm. The chamber is cool and serene. Candles cast long, wavering reflections on polished stone floors. The walls are carved with symbols and soft reliefs, depicting stories of justice, divine law, and the quiet guidance of the gods. You float past these images slowly, letting your gaze absorb the calm presence etched into the stone. Each figure, each line, carries a message of patience and balance. A soft voice rises above the quiet hum of the chamber. The priests speak in hushed tones, their words measured and gentle. They discuss matters of law, of right and harmony, but never with harshness. Every sentence is soft, like a gentle stream, guiding understanding rather than forcing it. You drift closer, allowing the words to wash over you like cool water, soothing your mind and calming each thought. The priest's hands move gracefully, tracing patterns in the air or along sacred scrolls. Each motion is deliberate, a soft ritual of thought and devotion. You float beside them, letting the gentle rhythm of these movements carry you deeper into calm. Every gesture seems to whisper patience, every pause a lullaby for the mind. Outside, the wind stirs softly, brushing against the stone of the city and carrying the faint scent of evening blossoms. The stars begin to shimmer through narrow windows, their light mingling with the candle glow. You feel the balance of earth and sky, of stone and flame, settling gently across your chest, easing tension and slowing your thoughts. The priests speak now of the divine will, their words like threads of silver spun through the quiet air. They do not command, they do not raise their voices, but guide softly, weaving understanding and reverence together. You drift with these threads, letting each one wrap gently around your mind, smoothing every edge and softening every worry. A small lamp flickers near a stone altar, casting dancing shadows across the faces of the priests. Each face is calm, serene, attentive. Their eyes are gentle yet deep, carrying the quiet authority of experience and devotion. You float among these expressions, absorbing the peaceful strength that radiates softly from them, letting it fold over your own shoulders like a comforting cloak. The discussion shifts to matters of justice and balance. The words are soft, careful, measured with love for harmony. Each principle is like a slow breath, rising and falling gently, touching the mind and settling there. You drift along this rhythm, letting every idea flow softly through you without tension, without worry, only calm understanding. Candles flicker higher, their flames reflecting on polished stone, creating gentle patterns that seem to dance to the rhythm of quiet conversation. Each pattern, each shadow, is soft and fluid, like a river of light moving slowly across the room. You float with these lights, letting them guide your gaze and your mind, following gentle arcs that soothe and calm. A priest rises, holding a scroll. He moves slowly, deliberately, tracing letters with reverence. You drift alongside him, noticing the care in each movement. The scroll speaks of harmony, of patience, of the quiet guidance that preserves the balance of the city. Every soft rustle of parchment becomes a lullaby, wrapping the chamber in stillness and peace. The shadows grow deeper as night settles fully over the city. The candlelight glows warmer against the walls, and the murmuring voices of priests blend with the soft hum of the desert wind outside. You float along the edges of the chamber, letting the gentle symphony of light, shadow, and voice carry you further into quiet, each note softening thought and relaxing breath. Outside, distant stars shimmer faintly, their light slipping through the narrow windows. The constellations above echo the careful balance the priests speak of, their silent paths stretching across the heavens. You drift beneath them, feeling the soft guidance of both the stars and the chamber, a gentle chorus of order and calm. A priest lowers his hands and bows his head slightly, pausing in quiet reflection. Another adjusts a lamp, letting the soft glow touch the carved stone behind him. Each action is small, deliberate, and meditative. You float among these gestures, letting them guide your own body and mind into stillness, slowing every muscle, every breath, every thought. The room carries a soft rhythm, like a slow heartbeat. The priest's murmurs, the flickering lamps, and the distant desert wind blend together into a gentle current of calm. You drift along this current, letting it carry away any lingering tension or scattered thoughts, folding you into the serenity of the chamber. A small incense burner sends tendrils of smoke curling upward, twisting softly into the shadows. The smoke moves like water, tracing gentle paths through the flickering candlelight. You drift alongside it, letting its soft motion guide your eyes and your mind, each twist and curl a gentle meditation, a lullaby for the senses. The priests now speak softly of balance and harmony among the people. Their words rise and fall like the tide, never rushing, never harsh, only flowing with the gentle weight of understanding. You drift with the tide, letting every soft syllable sink into your chest, spreading warmth and calm through your body. Outside, the city sleeps, bathed in silver moonlight. Shadows of towers and terraces stretch quietly across stone streets. The chamber feels like a sanctuary within this stillness, a quiet refuge where devotion and wisdom move like soft streams. You float with the currents of thought, sound, and light, letting them carry you ever deeper into calm. The priest's conversation slows, words fading into the gentle silence of the chamber. Candles burn lower, shadows lengthen, and the room settles into a gentle, steady quiet. You drift among this stillness, letting it wrap around you like a soft blanket, each breath slow, each thought gentle, each heartbeat steady. A single priest steps to the altar, placing a hand lightly on the polished stone. The gesture is small, but it carries centuries of reverence and calm. You drift closer, letting the energy of patience, devotion, and quiet guidance fill your own chest, softening every edge and inviting rest. The night deepens further. The stars above shimmer through windows, their light soft and patient. Candles flicker faintly, echoing the steady pulse of devotion in the chamber. You drift among these lights, letting the gentle rhythms of shadow and flame guide your breath, slow and even, carrying you toward rest. Let us drift onward through the quiet chambers, along the soft patterns of candlelight and shadow, beneath the faint hum of whispered wisdom. Let the calm authority of the priests fold around you, settling every thought, easing every breath, and guiding you into gentle presence. Now rest as the stars wheel softly across the sky, as the candles burn low, and as the serene murmurs of devotion cradle you into deep, peaceful sleep. Drift gently, carried softly by the enduring calm of the council of priests. The sun has set behind distant mountains, leaving soft violet shadows that stretch across the plains. You drift quietly along a river that winds gently through the land, its waters smooth and reflective, carrying whispers of the day's events into evening calm. The air is cool, scented faintly with desert blossoms, carrying a gentle promise of rest and restoration. The river bends slowly around small islands of stone and sand. Each curve seems to mirror the soft arcs of thought settling into stillness, as if the land itself is breathing slowly, letting tension slip away. You float alongside, listening to the water's gentle murmurs, each ripple a tender lullaby, carrying peace across the plains and into your chest. Along the riverbanks, small groups of people move with deliberate care. They are tending gardens, arranging stones, and lighting lanterns. There is no hurry, no loud voices, only soft footsteps and gentle laughter carried lightly on the evening wind. You drift among them, sensing the calm rhythm of life returning after times of strife, a quiet harmony that moves like water through all things. Soft candlelight flickers across stone walls of distant temples. Their reflection dances on the river's surface, like stars drawn into the water itself. You drift closer, letting the shimmer guide your gaze and settle your thoughts. The temples are quiet now, filled with the soft vibrations of reflection and prayer. Each step along their cool stone floors carries a sense of care, a gentle devotion to the restoration of balance. In small chambers, priests and elders speak softly of forgiveness and patience. Their words are measured and warm, like gentle hands tracing patterns of understanding in the air. You float beside them, absorbing the quiet authority of their voices, letting each word soothe tension and fold gently around your mind. Every syllable is a soft caress, inviting your thoughts to settle, slow, and rest. The gardens are lush and tranquil, filled with the soft hum of evening insects and the rustle of leaves in the wind. Water trickles through small channels, feeding the flowers and trees with patient care. You drift through these gardens slowly, noticing the gentle arcs of branches, the soft curve of petals, the quiet reflection of moonlight on water. Each detail carries a sense of balance returning, of harmony restoring itself across land and heart. Along the river, small lanterns float lazily on the water. Their warm glow drifts across ripples, mingling with the faint reflection of stars above. You drift alongside them, letting the soft light guide your gaze and calm your mind. Each lantern is a prayer of restoration, a gentle promise of peace returning after the noise of conflict. A soft wind rises, brushing lightly against your cheeks. It carries faint echoes of voices, laughter, and song, muted yet tender. The people along the riverbanks move slowly with purpose, planting seeds, arranging stones, and tending fires. Their actions are meditative, each motion a small ritual of care, each step a reflection of the gentle balance returning to the world. In the temples, priests trace patterns of light along carved walls. Their fingers follow ancient symbols, worn smooth by countless hands before them. You drift beside them, feeling the steady rhythm of their motions, the soft vibrations of devotion and reflection spreading through the air. Each pattern, each gesture, is a soft prayer for harmony, unfolding like a slow, deliberate breath. The river flows steadily, carrying reflections of lanterns, stars, and temple walls. The water is calm, a mirror for both the sky and the earth. You float along this gentle current, letting it guide your mind, smoothing every thought and softening every tension. The river seems endless, yet intimate, a quiet companion carrying the promise of balance and serenity. Children play quietly along the banks, their laughter soft and unhurried, mingling with the gentle murmur of water and wind. They move carefully, watching for small creatures, listening to the soft songs of the birds returning to their nests. You drift among them, feeling the soft warmth of innocence and peace, letting it settle deep within, a tender echo of harmony restored. Lanterns are lit along the main walkways, each casting a warm, flickering light. Shadows dance gently across the walls and stones, moving slowly in arcs that soothe the eyes and calm the mind. You float along these paths, letting the soft illumination carry your gaze, following the slow, steady rhythm of light and shadow into deeper calm. The priests speak now of balance within the heart, their voices soft and patient. They tell of letting go, of offering forgiveness not as a demand but as a gentle gift. You drift with their words, feeling them fold over your chest and shoulders like a soft blanket, easing every thought, slowing every breath, and opening the mind to quiet reflection. In quiet chambers, incense curls softly toward the ceiling, twisting gently like streams of smoke caught in a calm current. You float beside it, letting its gentle rise guide your eyes and thoughts. The scent carries peace and patience, filling the air with subtle warmth. Each curling wisp is a small meditation, a quiet signal that balance has returned to the heart of the land. Outside, the wind carries the gentle song of crickets and the soft rustle of leaves. Trees sway slightly, casting moving shadows over the still water. You drift among the branches, letting their quiet motion match the rhythm of your breath. Every leaf, every ripple, every faint sound guides your thoughts slowly toward rest. The river bends again, leading to a small cascade over smooth stones. Water spills softly, creating a gentle melody, a quiet celebration of movement and stillness together. You float beside the falls, letting the soft music wrap around you, carrying your mind along the curve of the river, easing every tension, folding peace into every fiber of your being. Lanterns drift downstream, carrying prayers for those who came before, for those who remain, and for those yet to journey. You float beside them, letting their gentle glow reflect on your face and mind, each one a soft reminder that harmony flows even after the shadow of conflict. Each light carries warmth, patience, and gentle reassurance. In the gardens, flowers bloom quietly in the moonlight. Petals glimmer faintly, catching the soft glow of lanterns and stars. You drift among the blossoms, letting their delicate shapes and gentle colors soothe the mind. Each flower is a small echo of peace, a quiet gesture of balance returning to the world and hearts. The priests rise and walk slowly along stone paths, their steps measured and calm. Each footfall carries no hurry, only presence and reflection. You float beside them, feeling the soft authority of gentle guidance, letting it calm every corner of thought, letting every breath lengthen and soften. The river reflects all of this, a gentle mirror for stars, lanterns, blossoms, and stone. You drift slowly along its course, letting the smooth current guide you. The gentle flow reminds you that peace is not sudden but gradual, patient, and enduring. Each ripple carries a whisper of restoration, each quiet wave a soft lullaby for the mind. Let us drift onward along the river through gardens, past temples and lanterns, beneath the soft glow of stars, and among the gentle movements of wind and water. Let harmony settle into every thought, every breath, every heartbeat. Let the quiet of the night carry you further into calm. Now rest, as the wind hums softly across the plains, as lanterns float lazily downstream, and as the gentle reflection of the stars in the water cradles you into deep, serene sleep. Drift gently, carried softly by the enduring calm of harmony restored. The sky deepens into a gentle navy, sprinkled with silver stars that shimmer softly above the ancient cities. You float over quiet streets and temple courtyards, the air warm with the lingering glow of sunset, slowly fading into twilight. The moon rises steadily, a pale guardian casting calm over stone walls and flowing rivers, bathing the empire in serene, luminous light. Soft winds drift through narrow streets and open plazas, carrying the scent of jasmine and cedar. The distant mountains lie in shadow, their peaks touching the quiet sky, while the valleys below cradle villages that move slowly with the rhythm of evening. You drift along, noticing the way the light bends over the land, how every shadow feels soft, protective, and still. In Persepolis, the great columns stand silent and patient. Their carved reliefs, worn smooth by centuries, seem to whisper tales of devotion and courage, now quieted by the approaching night. The steps leading to temple doors are empty, yet you sense the soft echoes of prayers once spoken here, lingering in the cool stone and the gentle breeze. Every wall and corridor holds a calm memory, a breath of history settling into rest. The rivers that trace the lands of Persia shimmer under the moonlight. Each ripple mirrors the sky above, reflecting stars and lanterns alike, carrying them forward in quiet procession. You drift alongside the water, feeling its slow, steady flow calm your own heartbeat. The river does not rush. It moves with patience, like a gentle hand guiding the world toward peace. Lanterns hang along bridges and walkways, casting their soft golden glow over the rippling water. Their light flickers quietly, a tender pulse in the cool evening. You float among them, noticing the gentle patterns they draw on stone and river alike. Each lantern is a small prayer for safety, for balance, for serenity. Each one hums softly, merging with the whisper of water and wind. The marketplaces, once bustling with voices and movement, are now hushed. Stalls are closed, cloths folded, and carts left still beneath the faint moonlight. The faint scent of spices and grains lingers in the air, a warm reminder of life and sustenance. You drift slowly through the silent streets, letting the hush settle around your mind, a gentle blanket of calm that softens every thought. Temples and sacred spaces rest quietly, their doors closed but hearts open to the soft currents of night. The priests move slowly along stone floors, their steps quiet, careful, deliberate. They trace patterns of devotion in the air with their fingers and palms, small gestures that carry light into shadows. You drift beside them, absorbing the quiet rhythm of these motions, letting each movement calm the mind and soothe the spirit. From the city walls, you can see fields stretching outward, touched by moonlight and the soft glow of lanterns from distant villages. Trees sway gently in the wind, and rivers cut silent arcs through the land. You drift above this serene landscape, feeling the vastness of the empire fold around you, embracing every heart and home in gentle tranquility. In the gardens that surround temples and palaces, fountains ripple softly. Water falls in small arcs over stone basins, producing a quiet song that fills the night. You float beside these fountains, letting the melody carry your thoughts along its gentle course. Each droplet is a whisper, a tender murmur of restoration, an echo of harmony returning to the land. The mountains in the distance appear as deep silhouettes, unmoving yet alive in stillness. Wind travels softly along their ridges, brushing the grass and stones below. You drift above the slopes, listening to the quiet currents, the subtle sighs of the earth settling into night. The mountains hold stories of battles, of kings, of prayers spoken under the sun. Tonight, they cradle those stories in peaceful quiet, releasing all tension into the night sky. Villages along the rivers and valleys light small fires for warmth and safety. Smoke rises slowly, curling gently toward the stars. You drift above them, feeling the slow spiral of each wisp. It moves like a quiet prayer, carrying gratitude and care, softening the edges of the day. washing away echoes of conflict and leaving only serenity in its wake. Children's homes are quiet now, their small faces calm in sleep. Dreams weave gently through the rooms, carrying hope, safety, and warmth. You drift softly past windows, feeling the quiet breath of rest enter every room. The soft rhythm of sleeping hearts, of doors closed and fires dimmed, spreads a calm through the city and into your own chest, sinking each beat to the steady pulse of night. Along the streets, stray animals curl in hidden corners, their bodies relaxed and peaceful. Birds perch quietly on low branches, eyes closed, resting as the moonlight touches their feathers. Every creature in the empire seems to pause in unison, each breath, each movement, a gentle chord in the night's lullaby. You drift among them, absorbing the steady calm, letting it fill your own mind and body. The palace gates are quiet, guards resting in soft shadows. Courtyards shine faintly under moonlight, revealing fountains, trees, and stone paths all bathed in pale light. You float above, letting your gaze drift slowly over each detail, the curve of a stone bench, the shimmer of water in a basin, the faint glow of lanterns swaying lightly in the wind. Every surface, every texture hums with gentle calm. From the temples, soft bells ring in the distance. Their tone is quiet, rhythmic, and measured, marking the passage of night in gentle intervals. You float toward the sound, letting the soft vibrations fill your mind. Each chime resonates like a heartbeat of the empire itself, a tender pulse that reminds you that peace has returned, that the world is resting, and that calm carries through every shadowed corner. The stars above Persepolis twinkle softly, mirrored in the smooth rivers below. You drift among these reflections, noticing the gentle ripples of water and the quiet flicker of light on stone. Each star feels like a guide, a soft whisper from the cosmos, aligning with the gentle rhythm of the empire and your own quiet breath. Soft incense curls from hidden chambers within temples, tracing delicate spirals upward. The scent mingles with the night air, carrying warmth and subtle calm. You drift alongside it, feeling the fragrance brush softly against your mind, smoothing every tension, folding every thought into gentle folds of serenity. You float over the quiet fields that surround the cities, where crops sway slowly in the night breeze. Each stalk moves with patience and grace, bending gently, returning to its natural shape after each sway. You drift among them, letting the soft motion mirror the quiet unfolding of your thoughts, a gentle rhythm that leads to deep, restful stillness. Along the riverbanks, small lanterns drift lazily downstream, their glow mingling with the moon's reflection on water. Each one is a prayer of peace, a gentle echo of harmony, and a reminder that even after conflict, calm can settle across land and heart. You float beside them, letting the soft, slow passage of light carry your mind into deeper rest. The mountains, the rivers, the temples, the gardens, and the villages all breathe together, moving in gentle unison. You drift above it all, feeling the rhythm of the empire's heart, quiet and steady, beating softly beneath the night sky. Each movement, each whisper, each gentle sound blends into one continuous lullaby, cradling the mind into serenity. Let us drift onward now, over quiet streets and shimmering rivers, past temples and lanterns, beneath the stars and moonlight. Let every shadow, every ripple, every gentle sound guide thoughts into deep, restorative calm. Let the night enfold the empire, its people, and your mind in the embrace of quiet peace. Now rest, as the moon glides slowly across the sky, as rivers shimmer beneath its gentle gaze, and as the stars reflect softly in quiet waters. Let every echo of the day fade, leaving only the soft, tender rhythm of nightfall over ancient Persia to cradle you into serene, dreamlike sleep.